Hello, dear learners. This is slangslang.com, your free English language class. Hi viewers, we are starting grammar. Those people who think grammar is difficult, they must realize that a 5-year child, a 5-year child has a mastery in grammar in any native language. So, the grammar is a child's play, and you are not too old for that. This is langslang.com and I'm Asra Sayed. Let's learn grammar naturally from a child, how they learn it. Within first 2 months, a child starts producing vowel sounds. Within first half year, they start producing the consonant sounds. Within first year, they start producing the words. Within 2 years, within first 2 years, they start producing the sentences. Within first 3 years, they start narrating events. Within first 4 years, they start making good details. Within 5 years, the child, they speak too much. Look, they listen sound, they produce sounds. They listen words, they produce words. They listen sentences, grammar, they produce grammar. Wrong grammar. Cognitive grammar. Not the wrong grammar. They are learning. Grammar is growing in their mind. It is building up. They are listening to the people and then they make their own choices. They practice the same and make their own choices. And then they learn which choices they made are acceptable and which are not acceptable. Finally, by the time they have reached the age of 5, they have already mastered making the right choices fluently. Fluently means naturally. So grammar is not learning the definitions of noun or the verb. Grammar is making the right choices fluently. Look, in English, a baby starts saying, "Mama, milk." Mama, milk. They don't say, "Milk, mama." In English, verb comes after the subject normally. The baby has already learned the placing of the subject in the verb. They know because they are saying milk as give milk. When they say milk, it means give milk. It is a verb. And they place the subject in the verb rightly. In any language that I know, I have never heard a child going wrong with the placing of the subject in the verb. They know where to place the subject, where to place the verb in that language. And they learn this mastery within first 2 years. So, grammar starts with sounds, then words, then making right choices with the vocabulary and the placing of subject, verb, object, complement, and adverbials. So I already started speaking some grammar now. Subject, verb, object, complement, and adverbials. Believe me, when a baby starts making their first sentences like baba, ball, you will understand with the way they pronounce, where they are pronouncing a verb and where they are pronouncing an adverbial. For example, when they pronounce the word no in no home or home no, you will easily understand where they mean don't take me home and where they mean home is not good. Means you can very easily see a child building up their grammar with the function of a word. Which word is to be pronounced, to be toned, or to be expressed like a verb or adverbial or a subject. This is the basic of grammar. to make sentence. And to make a sentence, why not learn from a baby? Start with only subject and a verb. Many learners think that subject is the doer of the action in a sentence, and verb is the action itself. It is not right. But how it is wrong? No, I didn't say it is wrong. I said it is not right. Let me explain that. A sentence. The book is very popular. Is there any action in this sentence? Is there any doing word? When there is no action, both that definition goes wrong. That subject is the doer of the action and verb is the action itself. There is a subject in the sentence, there is a verb, but there is no action. So both those definition goes wrong. Now look at this sentence. The book was written in 19th century. Yes, there is an action now, and that action is written. Writing is the action, but subject is the book, and the book is not doing that action. The book is not the doer of the action. So that definition goes wrong again. That subject is the doer of the action. Again, next sentence, he made the people return the book. Now return is the action, and subject is not doer of that action, return. Yes, subject is causing that action. It is a causative sentence, but he is not doing the action of returning. Coming to Mark Twain wrote this book. Mark Twain wrote this book. Now, wrote is the action, writing is the action, and subject is Mark Twain. And Mark Twain has done that action. Subject is Mark Twain, and the verb is wrote, writing is the action, and this definition goes correct this time, that subject is the doer of the action. But this definition goes correct only in one sentence out of our 4 examples. That means we have to correct our concept about subject and verb also, because if you have the concept that verb is only the doing word or the action, then there is no action in our first example. For example, this book is very popular. This book is very popular. There is no doing word. There is no action word. So there is no action word, but still there is a verb. It means we have to correct our concept about subject and verb first. In simple words, I can say that subject is the thing or person that we are talking about. Subject is the thing or person that we are talking about. And verb is a doing word or being word. Not only doing word. It is a doing word or being word about the subject. For example, her eldest child won a prize. Our definition is subject is the thing or person we are talking about. Who are we talking about here? Child? No. We are not talking about every child in the world here. Are we talking about her child? No. We are not talking about her every child. We are talking about her eldest child. So it is our topic of the sentence. It is the thing or person we are talking about. So this is the subject. And is there any doing word or being word about the subject? Yes, there is. There is an action, and that is won. The action of winning. Won is the verb, and her eldest child is the subject. Now, if we go back to our first sentence where the definition went wrong, and that is the book is popular. What are we talking about? We are talking about the book, that is subject, And is there any doing word or being word? No, there is no doing word, but there is a being word. Being means to be. Something is, or something was, or something were, or something will be. So it has a being word. The being words are also verb. The being words are also verb. For example, I'm a teacher. There is no action right now in this sentence. I'm a teacher. But there is a being word, and that is am. What I am. So that is also a verb. Now come to more examples. Look at these. My teacher knows my mistakes. What are we talking about here? We are talking about my teacher. We are not talking about only teacher, but my teacher. So that is the subject, and there is an action verb, there is a doing word, and that is knows. So that is the verb. Subject is my teacher, and knows is the verb. Next year, they will buy a new house. Who are we talking about? We are talking about they. They will buy a house. And is there any action verb? Yes, there is an action verb, that is buy. So that is the action verb. That action verb, that doing word is the verb here, and they is the subject here. In fact, will buy is making a complete verb, so it is a verb here, will buy. Not only buy, will buy is a complete verb, so it is a verb here. We are coming to these boys take interest in gadgets. These boys take interest in gadgets. Who are we talking about? We are talking about these boys. So these boys is the subject. And what is there any doing word or being word? Yes, there is a doing word, and that is take, or even take interest, you can say. So take is the verb, and these boys is the subject. Last example here, that is now your family is happy. Who are we talking about? We are talking about your family, so that is the subject. And is there any doing or being word? No, there is no doing word, but there is a being word. This word is a being word. It is not showing an action, but it is the showing the state of the subject. The subject is happy. So this is the be verb. Now we are moving to practice. You will do the practice, but before going to practice, let me help you something. As a beginner only, as a beginner, you might be confused in some sentences that whether we are talking about this thing or that thing. When we say that subject is the thing or person that we are talking about, so when we see a sentence like he knows, my teacher knows my mistakes. Now you might be confused as a beginner that are we talking about my mistakes or are we talking about my teacher? Yes, this is a natural confusion possible. In that case, because in English, subject comes before verb, so the word or the phrase which is coming before verb, that would be the subject. My teacher knows my mistake. Verb is knows. And before knows, there is my teacher, not my mistakes. So my teacher is the subject. In normal English, there is abnormal English also. We'll learn about that. Okay, in normal English, subject comes before verb. So my mistakes is coming before the verb, or my teacher is coming before the verb. That is my teacher. Right now, you will be doing your first exercise where you will find the subject and the verb in a sentence. Let's have a go. Bye here.
Question number 1. Question number 2. Question number 3. Question number 4. Question number 5. Question number 6. Question number 7. Question number 8. Question number 9. Question number 10.
This is slangslang.com, your free English language class.